Okay, so if you are here and you have been following all the videos in this series that have led to this particular one, you're probably already bored of listening to me like teaching you tons of stuff and you're probably wondering like, well, how do all these things fit together and how can I actually make sense of any of the things that Jose Luis is teaching? So I think what I'm going to do is through this series, I'm going to start inserting like a bunch of practice exercises just to recap and to put to practice all these things that we are learning step by step. Okay, so this is going to be the first in a series of exercises that are going to be distributed throughout the series. And on this one, we're going to create a greeting machine. Okay, a machine that we're going to input our name, and then the machine is going to respond with a greeting message like, "Hey, hello, Jose Luis, how are you doing?" Right? If you feel comfortable with the things that you have learned so far and you want to keep moving, feel free to skip these exercises. There's not going to be much new content going on. But if you want to put the things that you have learned to practice, this is probably going to be like a playful, fun way of doing that. Okay? So, this exercise is going to be the greeting machine, and I have created this scaffold in this baseline code, which basically, when I execute my console application, the program just responds with a hello message. Okay, but we probably want to make this a bit more lively. We probably want to take some input from the user. So we probably want to ask first a question like, "Hey, what is your name?" Okay, and then we want to be able to capture that name and then work with that name to respond with a greeting message. So how is that going to work? Well, the first thing is that before we greet the user, we're actually going to ask for the name. So ask for username, and then for that, I'm just going to write to the console like what's your name? And then um, and then if I run this is going to ask for the name, but then it's going to immediately respond. So we need to add something in the middle to actually request that data from the user. Something that is interesting is that remember that I taught you at the beginning of this series that we were using the read key function inside of console to basically stop the program. But that was a trick because in fact read key is not designed to stop the program. What it is designed is to read a key, to take a key from the user at any given moment, right? So and then be able to work with that. It's just that here we're just using it for the sake of pressing spacebar, pressing whatever key, and then letting the program continue, and therefore end, right? So we can actually use this function or similar functions to capture input data from the user. So for example, if I go here and I type console.readLine, you can see that this function, instead of waiting for one letter, one keystroke, is going to wait for a full line. So if I run this code, you can see that now the program is asking me, what is your name? And it stops at the read line function. So here I can type Jose Luis. All right. And then as I press enter, the line gets input and then the program continues executing. It goes into the next line, which is hello. And then if I press one key, any key, the program stops. I see here because, okay. So that's great, but now I need to find a way to take whatever the user brings in, the name, and use it as the greeting message. What we haven't really looked at yet is the fact that read line and read key, they do behave like the arithmetic functions that we have seen just right before. They are functions that actually return values. And if you look at here, you can see that if I hover over the read line, you can see that there is this thing called, there is this string return value here, which tells me that this function, when it executes, it returns a string object. It gives me a string back. Which string? The one that the user has input in the console. So what I can do is I can capture that information by taking the return value of the execution of this function and saving it as a variable. So for example, I can create a variable of the type string. I can name it name, and then I can capture the return value of the execution of this line. All right, capture user's name. And then I can execute this code. It's going to look exactly the same, no changes, because I am not using the name variable anywhere yet. So something that I could do is here, when I greet the user, I could say, I'm going to create a message. It's going to be a one-off. So it's going to be hello, and then, so one string. Then here, I'm going to insert whichever name has been input by the user, right? And then I'm going to continue this message with a comma and saying, how are you doing? All right? And then if I do that, then I can execute now this code. The program is going to ask me for my name. So that's going to be Jose Luis. And then the next message is going to incorporate that data that I have captured into the greeting message. All right? So, so awesome. We have written our first real program, a very simple program that takes input from the user and then displays a message that relates to that input. Is this the start of a conversation bot or like an AI power program that can like smartly respond to your questions, etc.? Who knows? Maybe. I think we need to learn a little bit more of computer programming, but I think we're off to a really good start. Shall we make another exercise?